Well, we're back again. I'm a couple weeks behind because I lost my camcorder. I don't know what happened to it. I'm really sorry, guys. But anyway, here's an update. I got the KZ440 right here behind me. It's hanging. I've got on some strappies. I'm in a tent. I got everything covered in here because I painted it. Let's go ahead and see if this camera will flip around backwards. No, it won't. So we're just going to go ahead and stop it. The camera I'm using now doesn't have a very good wide angle, so I gotta stand way back. But the frame is all ready to be painted up. The paint on it is like glass. I mean, it is shiny, much shinier than I anticipated it would be. It looks good. It looks good. It's starting to show all the little blemishes that I missed. Like up in here, there's a little bit of scarring. That's just I didn't grind off or sand down well enough, but that's it. That's how it's going to stay. The rest of the frame looks really, really good, though. I think that when it's all dressed up, you're not even going to hardly notice it. Besides, it's a chopper. It's supposed to be, you know, minimalist and rough and tough, and that's what this is going to be. But anyway, there's the frame. I'm going to start assembling it today. Maybe we'll have a somewhat completed bike by end of day today, and we'll see how this goes. Well, that went together pretty quickly. I will say that having everything pre-measured and pre-fit and before the painting was done was probably the right thing to do, because when it was time to put it together, all I had to do was just literally slap things together and throw the bolts in there. So that's working out pretty good. Let's go have a look. Okay, before you say it, and I know some of you will, where's your gas tank? Well, the gas tank is currently in primer, and it's drying, and it's waiting to be painted. We do have the motor mounted in there. I've got the exhaust wrapped as we were going to do, and a noisy friggin' car passes by. Every time I shoot a video, we always get a noisy car. The exhaust is wrapped. I moved the front fender to the back. I got that set up nicely. I put a gold chain on there. I got the Model A Ford taillight installed. That seems to be working well. For some reason, my camera light is on here. That's why you're seeing that glare on the license plate. I can't find my camcorder. For whatever reason, I lost the damn thing. It's in the house somewhere. I remember putting it away when I had a guest over, somebody that I've never had over the house before, and in case they like to put things in their pockets, I hide things of value, and the camcorder was one of them. It's all together. All the electrical is working. All the electrical is hidden up inside of this aluminum can here. That can used to be a exhaust pipe. I should say an exhaust silencer off of the SV, as a matter of fact, and that's the tail of it right there. It got cut up, and I drilled some holes in it, got it mounted, it welded a couple of bungs into the frame there. All the wiring passes through a little grommet that's down in there, and it's all hidden away. So as you can tell, there's no ugly wires that are exposed on this thing. You don't see any colored wires. Everything is wrapped in a nice loom. This loom was cheap from Harbor Freight. This loom was expensive and from Radio Shack. Unfortunately, the sizes that I needed weren't all available in the same places, so I had to source various things from various different spots. Front tire would not hold air. You probably remember all the foamy bubbles that were coming around it. I had to take the tire off. Well, actually, I had to have it done. I don't have tools for that. But once the tire was removed, we discovered inside of it, first off, it was a tubeless tire that was put on there. And the inside of the tire, the inside of the wheel rim was all corroded with green chunky stuff. And it looks like somebody put some of that slime to fix the flat tire. I would say my dad probably did that. Shame on him. I will have a talk with him about that. They had to fix that and get that all out of there, but the tire was never going to seal again to be tubeless. Plus, it was not a tubeless rim to begin with. So they put a tube in it, and it's sealed properly, and now it's holding air. I want to clean off the rest of this corrosion that you're seeing here. There's all these little speckles and spots. I'll rub some what do they call that, mothers on there. That ought to take all them white spots off. I'm working on polishing up the aluminum case a little bit too. I hit it real quickly. It's got some gloss on it, as you can see, but it's still got an awful lot of spots on there, so it's going to need some more work. Next question is, of course, does it run? And I would say I got rather lucky, because it does crank over. And when I juiced it with the carburetor cleaner real quickly in there, it did fire off and fired off immediately. So, I mean, that's a wonderful thing. One less thing to worry about. So the bike does run. Whether or not the carburetor is going to be tuned properly, we're going to see. But there's the bike. I will get the tank on it, and we will see how happy this guy is for Christmas. Alright, it's a couple days later. I've given the paint on the tank adequate time to dry, and it's looking pretty damn good, I must say. I'm rather satisfied with how this bike turned out, but the one thing that I haven't done yet is see if it runs. It did, of course, run when I shot a little bit of ether up in the intake manifold, but it has not run yet with that carburetor on it. Carburetor is clean, and it did look like it was complete, so I do trust that it's going to work. So I'm going to dump about a gallon of gas into that tank, and we're going to try to fire it up. That got it. Uh-huh.